Hey YouTube, and welcome back once again to Harley Day Rider, your good old friend HDR out here once again on the Road Glide Ultra. Today is a very balmy, freezing day out here. It is probably about 53 degrees, and I'm riding in the essence of science today. Now, what kind of science would you be doing, HDR? What do you mean science? This isn't a science channel. Well, it is in the fact that I'm still trying to get the GPS navigation system to do what I want it to do. And I got a lot of responses back from the video I did about using the Harley trip planner, the Harley Davidson trip planner, and taking that nice little GPX file, I uploaded it to the bike, and it had me all the time trying to recalculate, and it had me trying to go over to the highway and go the fastest route, even though I programmed it to be back roads only, and it was pretty much of a mess. So I started to venture out, and I started to do some research early this morning. I got up at 5 o'clock because these things do tend to get in my brain and start to bother me a little bit. And I wanted to start thinking about how, or is there another way? And I found one website. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it was worthless. I don't even know what it was supposed to be. Maybe it does work for a Garmin GPS. I don't know. But you could take a Google map and you would take the URL, and in that URL you would take it and put it into this this converter on this website, and it would give you a GPX file. So it sounded very logically. It sounded like it was going to work pretty well. The bad thing is it wouldn't import onto the motorcycle. So there, okay, scratch that idea. So next, I went to a program that Jim told me about. He said, try it. Let's see what happens. And I said, hey, I'm up for anything right now. I'm kind of game. So it is called the Garmin Basecamp. Basecamp. Now, with the Garmin Basecamp, the idea is you can plan routes, you can save routes. It is a computer-based program. They do have it for the Mac and Windows. I successfully installed it on both platforms. And what it allows you to do is pretty much the same thing as the Harley trip planner does. It allows you to create routes, save routes, you know, on the computer, and then you can put them on a flash drive and import them onto the motorcycle. So that was pretty cool. And I set it up to avoid highways. And so right now I am currently riding the route. I'm coming out of Burgettstown here and taking a route that, you know, I would normally call one of my medium loops. But I wanted to give it enough distance to see if in fact it would work. So that is my science project for this morning. And just wanted to just kind of playing around with it there. It did hit the first waypoint, which I thought was really rewarding because the Garmin Basecamp will let you do waypoints. And if you don't know what a waypoint is, it basically is just a place on the map. So you would draw a line and you would click. Draw a line and click. Every place you click is a waypoint. And what was really cool about it that I really liked was, and if this works out, I'll show all this to you. If you're seeing this video, then I'll do a tutorial on the Garmin Basecamp. I'm still learning it myself, so it's not going to be like an in-depth tutorial. It'll be enough to get you some routes created, and I'll show you how to export those routes for the motorcycle. So yeah, it hit the first waypoint. It told me, you know, destination arrives, first waypoint. So that was promising. It imported to the motorcycle very easily, so that was also very promising. I bet you I'm not going to see very many bikes out here this morning, being it's 53 degrees. Mrs. HDR looked at me. I was putting my coat on. She goes, did you maybe are you maybe out of your mind a little bit? And I said, no, why? So she said, it's a little chilly out there. I said, hey, this is science. Science is very important. You know, I posted that video and showed you how to use the Harley trip planner. And it appears And I believe when we won that ride with our buddy there, Bodine 52, he has a 2016 Street Glide Special. And for whatever reason, I think he said he imported my map that I emailed him into his bike, and it worked perfectly. So it seems to be something with the 17s and the 18s that the maps are being just very weird. I don't, you know, I don't know if, and the boom boxes are the same, basically the same versions from what I see. So I'm hoping it picks up this next waypoint up here. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be turning, so I'm going to go with it because I thought it would be right up here at this light, but it doesn't really look like that's going to happen.
Prepare to turn right.
Oh yeah.
Half a mile.
So it is preparing to turn right in half a mile here, so... Oh, half a mile? Well, that ain't where I thought. I think I know where it's taking me. Well, we're going to follow it and see where it goes. And I did find out, thanks to some of you commenting,
Onto Babington Road.
thanks to some of you commenting out there, the GPS, the prompts on your GPS, yeah, it is taking me up this road, which is fine. I'll go up this road and see where it goes. So the prompts on the GPS can be turned up and down by the volume control.
Right.
And all you got to do is when she's talking, that's when you want to adjust the volume for the prompts. So, and it works very well. I appreciate that comment.
Drive 2.9 miles.
All right, 2.9 miles. I'm hoping it doesn't take me up here and want to get me on the highway. Let's see what happens. It is very blistering cold out here. Oh well, you know, it's all for the love of motor vlogging and sharing these ideas and videos with you folks out there that makes this all worthwhile. And besides, I got nice hot coffee at home, so that's fine. All right, so we are going to motivate here and see where my next turn is. And like I said, this is the way you go to 22 up here. I'm just seeing what happens. So it's not the exact loop I wanted, the exact route I wanted. I want to learn a little bit more about how to change the route and kind of build the roads that you want to build, you know, build them out. But I can't tell you on the GPS itself, on the board here, I didn't go in and tell, you know, shortest route, curvy roads, or I didn't do any of that. All I did was simply import exactly what I took off of the Garmin Basecamp program. This is, I just told Mrs. Lacey the other day, this is one of the worst roads. I told you guys that before too. I don't even use this road when I go to work. Yeah, so anyway. Alright. There's be a lot of editing on this video, I think, trying to figure out where. We're going to clip it out here and bring it back. Okay, so as you can see here, it's bringing me down, putting me right back on the highway, so I don't know where this is taking me around to.
Now turn left.
This is going to connect me back onto the other side of the route that I want. Okay, so what I think it didn't understand is old Route 22 is parallel to the highway, the new Route 22. I don't think it understood that. And I think that's the part I talked to you about being able to change my route plans a little bit. Like maybe move a line. I got to see how you do that. If I can do that, zoom in and move the line around. But so far, this is the road that I said I wanted to be on to go back home. So, so far it's actually mapped out pretty well. I'm pretty happy so far. A lot of people are having trouble with these GPSs on board on their, or maybe, nah, I can't even really say that. I mean, I think the forums I was reading, most people are having trouble with the Harley Trip Planner and getting the GPX file to work on the bike, you know, and stay true to what you mapped out on the computer. So I think that's the truth. The GPS itself, as far as I know, I mean, I haven't really...
To the right at your waypoint on the right in
Okay.
half a mile.
Okay, now if you heard that, there is a waypoint up here that I set in a half a mile, and I don't really know why I set it there, but I did. But yeah, I don't think, in general, I don't think the GPSs are having that much trouble as far as...
At your waypoint on the right in 300 yards.
Okay, so I must have set a waypoint up here just to see if it would hit it, and it did. So this would be something like you're at a restaurant.
You have reached your waypoint on the right.
All right, so there's a flag. Perfect. All right, so yeah, that would be like a restaurant, maybe a destination stop, maybe a hotel that you're going to be. Well, maybe not really a hotel. A hotel would be like a destination more than a waypoint.
3.6 miles.
It would be more of a destination than a waypoint. Would be a hotel. Yeah, a waypoint would be like for instance, when we were going to St. Louis and Mrs. HJR wanted to see the arch, the St. Louis Arch. You would set that as a waypoint, right? Because it's in between you and your destination of that hotel. So that would be the waypoint. So, but yeah, it hit it dead on. So, and all that is, and I'll show you guys. Tell me that they didn't shut this road down up here. I don't know. Maybe that is. Nope. Oh, it looks like it might be open. They're putting a new highway in down here, and they got so many of these roads back here. These beautiful back roads just shut down. You can't ride them anymore. But I'm hoping this one will go all the way through. I don't know if you can see the highway over there. Nah, I don't think it's that far yet. Nah, maybe not. Alright. But yeah, so I don't think the GPS in general is giving people problems if you map it out from point A to point B, you know, and I haven't really tried to map waypoints on the actual onboard GPS. I'd rather use a trip planning software to do that in the comfort of my own home. Alright, let's keep motivating and I'll give you an update. So here's part of that new highway coming up here. Let's show you this there. Lady's out walking in shorts. It's 53 degrees, lady. Oh wait, you're on a motorcycle, aren't you? Yeah, okay.
Continue straight.
So far it hit. I even made it recalculate and it even picked my route back up. So far it's doing a good job. So here's that new highway going in right here. If you can see that.
Drive 3.2 miles.
They're really making some progress on this thing, man. That's one tall bridge. Wow. So yeah, it actually recalculated. I'm pretty happy with that part of it. Really, Cecil? Have a detour? I can't remember where this road's closed at up here. Okay, here's something for you. The waypoint that I created, it told me to turn left. And I decided not to turn left because I didn't want to. It was just a spot that I picked and it was left instead of on the right, which I'll iron that out. But on your GPS, what it's going to do is if you miss a waypoint, it will try to revert you back to that waypoint. So that is something to really remember. And all I had to do was I went into the menuing system right here, the 3 dots.
Prepare to turn slight right in half a mile.
Right here in the 3 dots, and I just said skip next waypoint. So there you go. and then it just skipped it. Of course, let's see here. It's trying to make me turn right somewhere.
Take the next slight right onto Miller's Run Road.
I think that's just the main road that I'm going up here. Oh, I hope this road's not closed. I told you they're closing a lot of roads because of this highway going in. Let's see what this says here. Oh, that's Southview Road. I'm not going on Southview Road.
Now turn slight right.
Nope, that's where I want to go. Except I don't want to slip and slide in this water crap here. Alright, and so yeah, make sure you're able to
drive 4 miles.
Remember, if you're not going to stop at a waypoint, or you're not going to drive by it or drive through the area right there, it's going to keep trying to reverse you back to that waypoint. So hit your menu button and tell it to skip that waypoint, and then it'll just recalculate you back out and go to the next one. So that's exactly what I had to do. Very, very interesting observation on my scientific experiment. Whoa. It amazes me, this big bike, how nimble it is. It just wants to lay in the corners. I mean, just one day I know I'm gonna overcompensate. Just bam, just fall down. All right, let's keep motivating here, and we'll see where we get to next. The next turn should be on back on Route 18 and take me back to Burgestown, back home. Okay, I don't know why it's trying to get me to take a next left. I must have another waypoint up that way, but I'm going that way.
Now turn slight left.
Or it had me coming down a different back road altogether.
Route recalculation.
See if it'll recalculate back. It did.
Drive 1.8 miles.
There you go. See, I think I was originally going up 18 and coming back that back road we were on before at one point or another, but in the essence of cold weather and having to, okay, for the grossness of the video, having to pee, I mean, hey, I'm just gonna cut the route off there, but you see, I made the change and it recalculated perfectly, so the trip planner is a-okay. Again, not trip planner, forget I said that. Reverse, rewind, okay. The Garmin Basecamp seems to be doing exactly what it should be doing. I'm going to learn a little bit more about it and practice more with it before I do a video to show you folks how to actually use it. If you want to download it and play with it, and you're watching this video, the links will be below to Basecamp. I'll put the direct download link for Windows and for Mac, depending on what platform you are using. And then that way you can just directly download it and start playing around with it. If you have a Garmin laying around your house, it makes it a little easier with the program, I found, because what you'll do is you launch the program and plug your Garmin in to your USB port, and it'll actually pull the maps off. If not, I have
to turn left in half a mile.
I have another way for you to get your maps. See, we're gonna skip a waypoint again.
The route is being calculated.
So I must have a waypoint back out on that ridge out that way.
2.9 miles.
There you go. So see, I just went in the menu, I just skipped that waypoint wherever it's out of the way, and it's not going to keep trying to take you back to that. That's where you get a lot of recalculation on your maps too. You know, it doesn't want you to miss something. I mean, if you put a waypoint down, it doesn't want you to miss it. And I did that probably accidentally. There's another bike up there, and I passed 2 more bikes on the road. But I did probably do that accidentally when I was just pulling that line across and clicking. I didn't have the map blown up to see exactly like where the crossroads are is where you want to click when you're building an actual route. This guy must be frozen or unless there's somebody in front of him, because he is driving like super slow. I mean, I was just on the highway, dude, doing 70 miles an hour. He is driving slow. See him up here? Yeah, let's see. At least 40 mile an hour. Speed limit on here is 45. Recommended speed for most motorists is 55. So I guess he's doing all right. Alright folks, I'm not going to keep you any longer. This video got much longer than what I was hoping. If you watched the whole thing, apparently you have a very vested interest in the navigational systems and setting up these GPX export maps or these routes correctly for your bike. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I helped you a little bit to give you a little bit of insight. Again, it's called the Garmin Basecamp. B-A-S-E-C-A-M-P, Basecamp. Download that to your computer and you can start mapping out some routes and playing around. And I will show you more as I learn. It is definitely a learning experience to get these routes created properly. And it will make your, you know, your touring, or even if you're just taking a loop. I mean, that was a 45-minute loop, you know, maybe a half-hour loop. So even if you're just making rides around your house and you just, you know, want to be able to follow a path. So, and ordinarily, believe me, I've never GPSed that before. I used to just go out and ride the routes, but it's kind of cool. All right, so on your next big adventure, you have a great time out there. And as always, remember what I tell you, folks: ride your own ride. Be safe, and we will talk to you next time. Harley Dayrocks going to be down and out once again in southwestern Pennsylvania, freezing my backside off for the sole purpose of motorcycle science. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.